Hello students, welcome to the third lecture on the topic sequence and series. So till now we have covered the definition of sequence, how to find out the limit of the sequence, and how we can say that the sequence are convergent or divergent. So till now we have almost completed the sequence part. So now we will discuss what is series. So I'll start with the sequence only, that if you have a sequence n is going from 1 to infinity, you know the meaning of this. This represents a sequence, and suppose you have a sequence, and if we define the following and define the following: S1 is equal to A1, S2 is equal to A1 plus A2, S3 is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3, and then Sn is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus An, which is equal to summation of Ak, k is equal to 1 to n. So now you can see that this Sn's are also forming a sequence. So we call this sequence, the sequence Sn's are called sequence of partial sums. So this essence, how you have built it, you have taken S1 is equal to the first term of the sequence, S2 is the sum of the first and the second term of the sequence, S3 is first, second, third addition, and so on. So this Sn also form a sequence which is called as a sequence of partial sums, and this Sn is called as nth partial sum. So now we will see that how this is related to the definition of series. Now just have a look that if I take the limit of Sn, limit n tending to infinity, Sn, what does this mean? This means that limit n tending to infinity, I have this Sn is only this. I am writing just Sn. You have already seen this is equal to this. So this, now I can write it as, if you put n tending to infinity, so I can write this as this. So this is called as an infinite series. So you can say that infinite series is nothing but adding up the sequences. So you can write that given a sequence, an expression of the form is an infinite series. So I hope this is clear, that what do you mean by infinite series. Now just look at this, that if this limit comes to be some finite value L, then we can say that the series is also converging towards the value L. So I'll write it down, that if the sequence of partial sums converges to a limit L, we say that the series also converges and its sum is L. It is clear that previously you have seen that you defined the infinite series as this only, that this one was A1 plus A2 plus A3 An and so on. So if this is some finite value L, then your series will also converge and its sum will be equal to L. So this is how we relate a sequence and series. So means that if you have a sequence of Sns and you find out the limit of Sn n tending to infinity and it comes out to be finite, you will say that the series which contains the element of the sequence only, you will say that the series is convergent. And if the partial sum of the series does not converge, I'll write it down, that if the sequence of partial sums does not converge, we say the series diverges. Okay, so now we should understand that this fact that there are many series whose sum we cannot find out. We can just say that the series is either convergent or divergent, means, but there are special type of series for which you can exactly find out the sum also, that it is convergent and okay, this is the sum of the infinite series. So we will discuss these special kind of series for which you can find out the sum also, that okay, this is convergent and this is my sum. So first type of series is the geometric series. So now what is this geometric series? The series of the form, I think you already might have known that what is the geometric series. The series of the form, you can write it as summation of n from 1 to infinity a r n minus 1, is called geometric series, where a and r are fixed real numbers and a is not equal to 0. So this type of series is called as a geometric series. Now we have an important result proving that when this geometric series, when we can find out the sum of this geometric series, it will depend upon the value of this r, the common ratio. So let us write down the result. If mod of r is less than 1, then the geometric series, this is my geometric series, I will give it as equation number 1. This geometric series converges to this value when mod of r is less than 1, and if r mod of r is greater than or equal to 1, the series diverges. So we will prove this result with the concept of the partial sums. So let us see how we can show these results, that if mod of r is less than 1, we will have a convergent geometric series and the sum will be equal to this, and when mod of r is greater than or equal to 1, we will have a divergent series. So let's see. So as I said, we will use the concept of the partial sums. So for the proof, let us take a case 1, when r is equal to 1. This is your first case, when r is equal to 1. So you will observe that when r is equal to 1, See, this is my geometric series. Now if I want to find out the nth partial sum, that is, you know, nth partial sum is a plus ar plus ar square till ar n minus 1. This will be my, now if I put r is equal to 1, I will get a plus a plus a plus a, which will be equal to n into a. Now if you find the limit n tending to infinity, if you find limit, you will get either plus or minus depending upon the sign of a. This will be depending on sign of a. If a is negative, you will get minus infinity. If a is positive, you will get plus infinity. So you can see that we have already told you that if the limit of the sequence goes to infinity, that means the series will be also divergent. So therefore we will say that the series 1, this is my 1, I have wrote it. So this series 1 is divergent for r is equal to 1. Now we will go on to the case 2, that will be for r is equal to minus 1. So we will write down the second case, case 2, when r is equal to minus 1. So we will now see this. Now again the nth partial sum for this case will be, I will write it out directly, that my Sn for this case, the nth partial sum of the series 1 will be this. So you have a minus a plus a minus a plus a, and now if you find the limit of this, limit n tending to infinity Sn, you will find that we will have two values, 0 and a, and 0 when n is even and a when n is odd. So you can clearly see that the limit of this sequence Sn does not exist. So therefore the limit of sequence of partial sum does not exist, and therefore this implies that 1, that is our series, this 1 is divergent. Therefore series 1 is divergent. Now let us consider the third case, case 3. If mod of r is not equal to 1. So in this case the nth partial, you will write the nth partial sum of the series 1 in this case will be equal to Sn a plus ar plus ar square plus ar n minus 1. So here the mod r is not equal to 1, so we have written the nth partial sum for the sequence of the partial sums. Now if I multiply this with r, now I called it equation number A, I multiplied equation number A with r, what will I get? I call it equation number B. And now subtracting both A minus B, so you will get this. It is easy to see that every term will cancel out and only this and this will remain. So my Sn will be equal to A 1 minus Rn upon 1 minus R, and R is not equal to 1 since it is for the case. So we will have this case that our Sn will be equal to this. Now observe that this, if mod of R is less than 1, then this will go to 0, and if mod of R is greater than 1, then this will go to infinite. So I will write it out, that the result, that if mod of R is, firstly I will discuss less than 1, then obviously Rn will tend towards 0 as n tends to infinity, and therefore limit n tending to infinity Sn, if you put limit n tending to infinity for mod of R less than 1, you will see that this is going to 0, so you are left with A 1 minus R. And if mod of R is greater than 1, then what will happen? Then R to the power n will go to infinite as n tending to infinite, and therefore limit of Sn will also go to infinity. So you have just seen that if this case is true, then we can find out the sum of our geometric series, and in every other cases we saw that we cannot find the sum of our geometric series, and the sum will be equal to this value. So let us do some examples for this, for the geometric series. I hope this result is clear. So let us do an example. So check convergence of the series, and if it is convergent, find the sum. If convergent, find its sum. So I have already told you that for every series you cannot find out the sum, but there are some special series, that is geometric series you have studied right now. You can find the sum if mod of R is less than 1, and you have seen that the sum will be equal to A upon 1 minus R. So let us see that if you write this series, now clearly you can see that this is geometric series with, clearly this is geometric series with A is equal to 1 by 4 and R is equal to minus 1 by 4. Therefore mod of R will be equal to 1 by 4, which is less than 1. Now you have done the result that if mod of R is less than 1, then we will have a convergent series, and this series, therefore by geometric series result, the series is convergent, and the sum will be equal to, its sum will be equal to A. What is our A? Our A is 1 by 4 and divided by 1 plus 1 by 4, because our R is minus 1 by 4. So this will be 1 by 5. So this is the sum of our convergent geometric series. Now let us do another example. Now this asks you, find the value of x for which for which the series, this is our series, I'll start it from 0, converges, and also find sum of the series. So you have to find out the value of the x for which this series is convergent, and then you, for that values of x, you want to find the sum of the series. So let's see how we can find. Now clearly you can see that this is a geometric series. Now just have a look, I can write this as this and so on. So this is, it is G series with A is equal to 1 and R is equal to ln x. So now for convergence, you have already proved that for convergence of the geometric series, for convergence of G series, what you need mod of R should be less than 1. So this is your R, so mod of R will be less than 1. This implies that will be between this value, ln of x will be in between -1 to 1, and this implies that x will be in between these two values. This is nearly equal to 2.71828, and this will be nearly equal to 0.37. So this means that if x is in between these two values, this geometric series, the given geometric series will converge. So this answers the first question, that find the value of x. So these are the value of x, 0.37 to 2. For which this particular series will converge. Now find the sum of the series. So you know the sum of the series will be sum will be equal to a1 minus r. You already know that a is 1 and r is this. So this will be your sum of the given series, where obviously x is between these two values, and then only you can find the sum. Okay, so now let's look at another series that is called as telescoping series, for which also you can find out the sum. So firstly I'll write down what it is. In some series we find that nth partial sum have only fixed number of terms after cancellation. So these kind of series are called telescoping series. So I'll make this more clear, with the help of an example, that how if you find the nth partial sum, and you will see that there are only few terms which are left and every other term will be cancelled out, and then also you can find the sum of the series. So these special kind of series are called as a telescoping series. So just see by an example that if I take this series, okay, you have this series, and if you consider the nth partial sum of this, so if consider nth partial sum of the series, that is you want to find out Sn. This will be equal to 1 by 1 this minus 2 factorial plus minus, just see that how the pattern is following, then it will be, this is my first A1, this is A2, this will be A3, and so on. The last will be this, the nth term will be this. So now you can easily see that this term, all are cancelling out, and you are left with, the Sn is left with 1 minus the last term. So this was what I was telling, that you will see that the nth partial sum will have only fixed number of term after cancellation. Like you have this series, you found the nth partial sum, and when you found the nth partial sum, you are seeing that every terms are cancelling out, leaving the first term and the last term. So these type of special series are called as telescoping series, and for this also you can find the sum. So obviously what will be the sum? If you take the limit of this Sn, n tending to infinity, then whatever will be the value will be the sum of this series. So I'll take the next page. So what will be the sum of this n tending to infinity Sn? This will be equal to 1, and therefore our series, this which was given to be, converges and its sum is 1. Okay, so now let's do few more questions on this telescoping series so that you get the concept clear. This is my next example. Find the formula for the nth partial sum and use it to find whether the series is convergent and divergent, to find its sum. So I have this series. Now I want to see whether this series is convergent or divergent, and if possible find the value of the sum. So just by observation see that, since we can write A1 is what? This first term. So I can write this as 1. Then again, if you observe A2, this can be written as, sorry, this will be 4. So this will be written as, and so on, and the nth term can be written as. So now what will be our Sn? Sn will be the sum of A1 plus A2 till An, and we will take this which is equal to this only. So we will take this for constructing Sn. So my Sn will be equal to 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5, and lastly the nth term will be this. So clearly all the terms are getting cancelled out and leaving the first and the last term. So Sn will be equal to half minus n plus 2. Now if we find the limit of this partial sums, sequence of partial sum, we will get half, and this will be, the half will be the sum of the given series, and obviously this the series converges, because if you can find out the sum, then it is convergent. So this series is convergent and its sum is equal to half. The last example for this telescoping series, suppose that you have this and you want to check the convergence and divergence of this series. Now again observe that you can write an as, so therefore this is your an term, and you can write the an as this, and therefore a1 will be, if you put 1 over here, you will get this. A2 put 2, n in the place of n put 2 here 2, you will get, and so on. So what will be the value of Sn? Sn is nothing but summation of an from n from 1 to infinity. So this will be equal to 5. You have taken out a1, a2, and you need to sum till an. Again you will observe that all the terms are getting cancelled out, leaving this first term and this last term. So the value of the Sn will be equal to, now if you take limit n tending to infinity Sn, you will get 5, and therefore the series, this series converges to 5. Let me complete the series. So this was all about the telescoping series. So now we will discuss an important result, that is, I write down the theorem which tells you about the, if what happens if the series is convergent, then what happens to the sequence. So if summation of an converges, then limit of n tending to infinity an is equal to 0, and hence the sequence converges to 0. So this says, just see carefully that it says that if the series converges, then the sequence converges to 0. So let us prove this. The proof is very simple. So just see the proof, that you are given that summation of n, this is from n from 1 to infinity, this converges. So let now this converges means that it will have some sum. So let that sum is L. Let this be L, and I gave it equation number 1. And what does this mean? Now this mean, if you see, that this means that limit n tending to infinity Sn is also equal to L. So now if you consider the nth partial sum, that is Sn. If you consider this Sn, this will be a1 plus a2 till an, nth partial sum. And then also if I consider Sn minus 1, that is just one term previous of this Sn, so I'll have, now subtract these two, what will you get? You will get is equal to an. These are the simple calculation. This is just the previous term before Sn. You understand that we have a sequence of partial sum, and Sn is a nth term of this sequence. So n minus 1 is a n minus 1th term. So I am subtracting. This is easy to see that this will be equal to an. Now if I take the limit, of this, so I'll get limit n tending to infinity an is equal to limit n tending to infinity Sn minus 1. Now see, you have already have this thing, that limit Sn is equal to L. So this will be L minus L, because obviously n is going to infinity, so this also have the limit L, so this will give you limit n tending to infinity, an will be equal to 0, and this implies that the sequence is converging to the value 0. Now there are some points to be very careful about using this theorem. So I'll just say that don't misuse this theorem. This just gives the requirement of convergence but does not guarantee the convergence. What do I mean? I mean that suppose that if you have limit an is equal to 0, then this does not imply that summation of an will be convergent. Like if you find out the limit of an to be 0, then this does not imply that your series will be also convergent. So just always remember this. This says that if summation, this theorem says that if summation is convergent, then this will happen. But if this will happen, it does not say that an can converge or maybe diverge. For example, if you take two series, like I take these two series. Now this is divergent. I'll show you how this is divergent, and this is convergent series. If I'm talking about the series. Now see that this an, limit n tending to infinity, for this is equal to 0. That is 1 by n. You can write an is 1 by n, and here also limit n tending to infinity, 1 by n square is 0. But this one is divergent and this one is convergent. So it does not say anything that if limit tends to 0, then what will be the nature of the series. So I hope that this thing is clear, that just see the statement and do not misuse the theorem statement. It doesn't say anything about this condition. We will see how this is a divergent series and how this is convergent series later, but just for showing this fact, I wrote this. Now I'll just discuss another result. This result is important for testing the divergence of the series. So this is called as the nth term test for divergence. So now this follows from clearly the mathematics logic that from the previous, that if P implies Q, then minus Q implies minus P. That means that if limit n tending to infinity an is not equal to 0 or fails to, then summation of an diverges. The result of this theorem is that if this converges, then this is equal to 0, and this says that minus Q implies minus P, that if this is not equal to 0, then the series diverges. This is called as nth term test for divergence, and this is very useful test for checking the divergence of the series. So we are not going to prove it, We will consider some of the examples. Mainly it tells about divergence only, it doesn't say anything about the convergence. So let us take a look. Example 1 is, I have this series. Now obviously if you find the limit, this tends to infinity, and therefore the series diverges by nth term test for divergence. See, you have written it clearly that if a is not equal to 0, then, or it fails to exist, then an is divergent. So this shows that this is not going to 0 or it is not finite, then this series will be divergent. Now consider another example. Suppose I have this. So now again if you find out the limit, it is coming out to be 1, and again this shows that this is therefore by nth term test, therefore the series diverges. Next example, I have a series this. Now again if you find out the limit of this, what this is again saying that if the limit is not equal to 0, then therefore the series diverges. So I'll finish this lecture here itself. So we will see it in the next class. Thank you.